Hi, my name is Chris Kiak, and I am here inside of Tekla Structures, and I am on a precast cast unit drawing, and we are currently looking at a double T profile. And what I'm going to demonstrate today is an extension that allows us to add dimensions very quickly and easily for single strands or single rebars. And here on this double T, we can see that there are some strands that are actually bending here in the middle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into the detail A and B, which are just blown up end views here. And many people will dimension these strands here in these blown up elevation views. So I'm going to just go ahead and run this macro, and what it does is it says pick the rebar or the strand, and so I just pick any one of these strands. And in the case of strands, what will happen is the tool will look for any other strands that are the same exact size or diameter as well as material grade, and then dimension all of those here within this view. So I'm going to then just pick the actual points that I want the rebar to be, or the strands to be dimensioned to. So let's say I want it to the top and the bottom of the T-cast unit piece here. And so I'll just select those 2 points and middle mouse button when I'm done. And there we go. Automatically, all of the dimensions are added there from the top to the bottom. Now, if you would like to do this over in the main view instead, or this end view instead, what we can do is we can just go ahead and say run the macro here, and we will just again pick the strand, and then we may pick the bottom center point, and then let's do maybe the bottom center point here. And then again, once we're done, we can just middle mouse button, and there all of the dimensions have been added. So here it just shows the center and the X where these are located. We may not need that because I've already got the dimension here, but in this particular case I've got all of these rebar or the strands are at their ends are lined up here with this dimension pattern. So you can dimension it either in the end view or in the elevation blown up view. Okay, in this particular case, I am on a precast inverted T-beam, and we're going to apply the dimensions here for these strands on the bottom and the rebar up here on the top. So let's just go ahead and pick any one of these strands, and what will happen is the tool will look for any other strands that are in this view that are the same size or diameter as well as the same material grade, and it will automatically group those dimensions together. So I'm just going to pick the 2 top points here and then middle mouse button, and there my 2 sets of dimensions have then been automatically applied. So then we can just stretch these out to whatever side that we would like, and there we go. And let's say that we do the top set of rebar as well, so we'll just pick one, and I'll pick just these 2 points so I can get the dimensions to close out on both sides, and then we can just stretch this down, and there we go. Alright, now we're here on an L-beam shape, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the tool, and I will select one of the strands, and then I'm going to pick the points that I want to line up with here. In this particular case, I want that corner, the bottom of the embed here, and in this top corner. And so then we'll just middle mouse button, and there we go. Like within a couple seconds, there's all the dimensions that I need. Okay, so all of it was horizontally dimensioned and tied out, and then also here we have the vertical dimensions along the piece tied out for us.